and welcome to All Shorts. And today I want to talk a little bit about the budget, and how it affected me as an SME. If I was still an SME in the United Kingdom, because quite frankly, I would be very concerned. I'll give you a little bit of history about what I used to do. We used to do a lot of building work, maintenance, etc. And I did a lot of work for Wilcon Homes in the UK, and also a lot of private work as well for individuals and that. And we were a recommended construction firm. So yeah, I basically did all my qualifications, and for the years, what have you, I was doing it on my own as a sole trader. That's fine, And then we got to the stage where we wanted to start employing people. Now, I did it off the back of my own money, so that was not too bad. There was no loans involved or anything like that until later on. Now, we found the cost of employing people considerable. We really did. And as such, it was difficult. And this was back in, oh, crikey, I say we're in our heyday, been about 2006 to 2000, well, until the recession, We were doing very well. We really were. And we did a lot of build regulation work as well, where some construction firms will go in there, make a right old mess, and they can't actually get them certified, signed off by the building regulations. And then they get me to, they're calling me and my guys to actually sort it out. Now, the thing about the construction firm is it's based very much on sole traders and what have you, but laws changed. Well, actually, they kind of got tough on using subcontractors, other sole traders, and at the time we were a limited company. So what we found was that it became harder and harder and harder to foot the bill, and also to try and actually keep them as a sole trader. So, because what happens if you're working for over a certain period of time, I think it's 6 months at a time or something like that, for one contractor, technically you're employed, And if that one contractor is supplying you with all your work, technically you're employed, not self-employed. So that caused quite a lot of issues, and especially for the subcontractors themselves, because for them, obviously they earn more money being a subcontractor, but also there was periods of time, like through the winter and what have you, that they'd struggle to get the work themselves. So that caused them issues, and they didn't want to go on to, they didn't want to be an employee. They wanted to be, the control of their own castle, so to speak, or what was it, king of their own castle. Now, I understand that. Obviously, as somebody who's always been self-employed, I was only employed for a short period of time. I was doing my training years and years ago, when I first left school and that. But, when I started being sole trader, you get to that mindset that, you are your own boss, you make your own hours, you've got to fulfill your customers' requirements, obviously, but it's your business. It becomes more than just going to work. It becomes it becomes a part of you. It becomes something that you not just hopefully believe in, but also you love it, It becomes part of your family. Your business is part of your family. It provides for your family, but also it gives you a state of mind. Don't get me wrong, it's very stressful. But then came that recession back in 2008, which knocked us for 6. And shortly after, we moved over to France. But how would I, as a small to medium enterprise, manage our company now? Because some jobs we did back then were high profit margin, and some jobs were low profit margin. But to keep the baseline money, so we to keep turning over enough money to pay the bills, one supported the other. Because you have, like in any business, you've got your highs and your lows. You've got times of difficulty. And we had that with the recession. And then, since I've been in France, friends of ours who are still in business, oh God, that's a chasse, they're hunting. The times, friends who are still in business, they are very, very concerned. And they've been concerned ever since Brexit, even though some of them actually voted for Brexit, which is just crazy. But anyway, they did. And they noticed the economic downturn. You obviously had the pandemic as well, all this stuff. It takes your cream out of the job. Your costs go up, your profits go down. Material costs especially went up, inflation. And all these things, they hit your business. We're not in a fit state as a country and my friends certainly are not in a fit state to suffer any more costs. Now, they all employ, not some more than others. You know, when we were employing people, we had 13 people work for us. Now, you might think, oh, it's only 1.2% on your Class 4 national insurance contributions, but they're also reduced the rate for which you start paying your national insurance from Class 4 national insurance, the employer's national insurance, from 9,100 to 5,000. Which means that some of the employees who might be part-time or worked fewer hours or what have you, and didn't come into that threshold, well, all of a sudden they will. All of a sudden your costs have gone up. So now we've got to pay another, 15% now on Class 4 national insurance contributions, whereas before it's 13.8. Now, like I say, it doesn't sound like much, but the fact is they've just shifted the goalposts. That clearly causes issues if you're running a small to medium enterprise. Now, large businesses and large construction firms, they might be able to suffer it, or they might be able to rob Peter to pay Paul, or they will make cuts, and they will. I've been in the industry long enough to say, I've seen it all before. They'll make cuts. They'll do whatever they need to do, I'm talking large firms, what have you, to manage their bottom line and also to manage their profit margins and what they're going to give to the shareholders and what have you. Because I've already had a few years of torment regarding all these extra costs I've already had to suffer, and then we've got this. Now, don't get me wrong, I think some of the things that Labour Party has done, have actually been quite good. You know, I agree with it. Like minimum wage things and stuff, like we paid good wage anyway, so that wasn't really a worry. That's not a worry. People deserve a living wage. And this living wage is almost like a voluntary thing. It's absolutely ridiculous anyway, because the cost of everything has gone up. Inflation. As soon as you increase costs, well, it's a real terms pay cut. It's what happened to the older junior doctors, isn't it? All of a sudden, their wages went down. You know, it's not a case of thinking, well, everyone's just trying to cream it and make shitloads of bloody money, because that's just not the case. It'd be very nice if we could, but those, the ability to do so is pretty much being squandered now by, stupid decisions such as Brexit. That crippled us. Obviously, the pandemic didn't help. The war in Ukraine didn't help. None of this stuff's helped. Small to medium enterprises are not in a fit state. Now, I know what people are going to say, and they're like, oh, crikey, if you can't afford to run your business and pay a decent wage, you shouldn't be in business. There's lots of different types of businesses out there, you know? And some of them have relatively small profit margins. Some of them are literally doing exactly what I said. They're robbing Peter to pay Paul. All of a sudden, there isn't enough in Peter to pay the Paul. So there's cuts to be made, you know? Which means there'll be jobs lost. So like I say, some of the stuff that Labour has done, I agree with, but we need to be supporting small businesses. Although Rachel Reeves pretty much say, we support small businesses, but you're not supporting small businesses. Oh, there goes a dare. See the dare? He's seen me. He's run across the field. There he goes. So, yeah, but she's not supporting small businesses, like mine. Like they weren't supported during the pandemic. I wasn't. Some of my friends were crippled by it. You know, they literally just shut up shop and start doing deliveries for Amazon, because they could no longer afford to feed the families. Well, then all of a sudden, those people, you know, who might have been employing other people, all of a sudden their jobs are lost. Now, let's give you a little idea what happened to us back in the recession, the last, not this so-called technical recession. I mean, back in 2008, 2009. Well, what? Oh, there, that don't sound good. That's the dogs, by the way. Yeah, they're hunting today. It's pretty horrible. But when we were back in 2008, 2009, what we found is when all the building sites shut their doors, we all of a sudden we're in a situation where all those people working on the building sites end up jobbing. So they were doing jobs for private jobs. And considering that most of our work, the majority of our work was private jobs, all of a sudden we started losing because they were undercutting us. They didn't have the costs. A lot of them were working on the black. So it weren't easy times. Anyway, we had to shut shop. And that's when we moved over here to France. You know, we paid all our bills and cleared all our debts because we sold the house. And, well, we had quite a lot of debt, actually, because, if you believe in your business, you put your neck on the block, don't you? Thinking, hoping that on the basis of what your business was like, that you'd be able to turn the corner and not suck up for the time being. But that just wasn't the case, no. I ended up with 30 odd grand on credit cards, and people on this channel probably already seen my credit cards melt on a barbecue. 30 odd grand on credit cards, and it's just so I could pay people's wages, keep up to date with the taxes. And it was difficult. Obviously it was difficult. And it was not and I have to ask myself now, would I actually even attempt to do a business in the UK? But also, would I go that step further? Would I consider employing people? I've got my doubts now. Because that first step as a small to medium enterprise, don't forget where acorns grow big oaks and all that, It's small to medium enterprises who they don't have that encouragement and that helping hand to become big businesses or bigger businesses or, sole traders to small to medium enterprises. Well, and then they start needing to employ people. What? If you make it look flippin' terrible for them, they're going to think twice about that. They think, oh, crikey, this is expensive. This employing like is expensive. What if they're going to, maybe they're going to have a baby? Maybe the husband's going to want to have time off, paternity and all that. Or, there's lots and lots of things you have to think about when you're employing people. When we first started out, that was kind of like we just needed somebody, to help us out. And we didn't realise all this stuff. We did know, but it was kind of like at the back of our mind. Although it wouldn't happen to us, but it did. I had to play two wages. Still had to get the job done. So they were difficult times. But, if Rachel thinks this is going to encourage growth in the United Kingdom of small to medium enterprise, I don't think they really know what they're talking about. I really don't. There was nothing really there to help small enterprises or new business to even get their foot through the door, to even maybe help. I'll tell you the sort of things that people need help with when they're doing small, medium, starting a new business, so as a sole trader. It's how do we do a business plan? What is a business plan? If you do need money to start your business, well, I don't recommend that anyway. The first thing the bank's going to ask, well, what's your business plan? Do you know how to write a business plan? Do you even really know what the potential is of your business idea? All this stuff is really, really difficult. And it ain't going to come to you overnight. It's going to come with experience. The problem is you haven't got that experience yet. No. Unless you're involved with the actual money side of a company that you were working for, then you decide to go on your own. How do you know what they're charging? You probably don't know. Do you know all the costs? Probably not. Crikey, that noise in the woods there is pretty traumatic. Crikey. Hunting, I hate it. Absolutely hate it. But I suppose at least they eat it, I suppose. But the worst one is like them in, crikey, big game hunting and stuff. I don't understand that. These people are evil. Anyone who wants to shoot big game, something's seriously wrong in their heads. But anyway, that's my point of view. It's not everyone's, I know. But you see, when Labour was campaigning to become the next government for which they got this massive majority, and I had high hopes. I had high hopes in Keir Starmer, but I've been disappointed on almost, not every turn, but in almost every turn, because they have done some good stuff. You never hear about that because the media doesn't want you to know. They don't want you to know about all the good stuff they've done, and they have done a lot, But no, they just want to tell us about all the negative stuff, and it's pretty much what I'm doing now, to be fair. I'm going on about the negative stuff because it's something I know about, I know about running a business. Limited companies and what have you, and a small limited company, small to medium enterprises. We had a reasonably good turnover. And then we got the recession, you see. So, like any business, like any business, you have to be able to ride the rough as well as the smooth. So you need that cream. You need to be able to have either a pot of money or know there's enough profit margin in your jobs to suffer the increases in costs of materials, to suffer, to be able to absorb, that's the wrong word, to be able to absorb the like I say, the cost of materials, cost of the pandemic, the loss of money that you got coming in and what have you, because you can't work because you did before because of lockdowns and bubbles. You need to be able to ride it out. So you need the profit margin. What I call the profit margin is, I call it the cream. You know, everything above what costs you to run your business is the cream. And you'll get times when you get a lot of cream, and there'll be times when you get very little cream, and you must be able to ride that out. Otherwise, you don't have a long-term business. And it's blimey, what's going on over there? Oh, it's dogs. God, those dogs make some noises, they really do. Crikey, why do I have to hunt? Huh? Right near my house. That's not my house, no. I'm in someone else's garden in a minute, or field. So anyway, that was my point of view. I don't know what you think about it, but I'm beginning to wonder that maybe the Labour Party really doesn't know much about running a business and what it actually takes. I think, you know, regarding the social issues and stuff like that, they're probably going to be really good at, but maybe they're going to be okay. They got the winter fuel payment. That wasn't so good, was it? No. Blimey. Anyway, I find that a bit distressing, that noise. Blimey, I think I'll have to go. Anyway, for now though, toodaloo. Don't forget to boot the old like button, maybe subscribe to the channel and the little bell icon, because then you get one buzz in your pocket every time I upload another video. So, we're doing rewilding here in France. So, we can encourage all the little animals into our fields so the hunters can't get near them. So if you want to support us on our rewilding project, so the hunters can't get the little animals, you know, there we go, all the chass, you know, bastards. Sorry, but you know, the dogs are back there in the cage. I hate that. As a dog lover, I just absolutely hate that, you know, because they spend all their life in cages until they get out on the weekend to do this, and through the non-hunting season, they literally just live in the cages. It's horrible, absolutely horrible. Anyway, if you want to support a rewilding project there in France, we've got there's a link down below where you make a small contribution, and we'll make or plant a tree on your behalf, and I'll make a sign to go with the tree, and memory of a loved one, what have you, or just your name, or you know, whatever, you know. Oh God, you can hear that car coming hardly. That's electric. So yeah, I've had an intern recently as well. He got an electric car, and I barely hear it. You know, it's a ridiculous little Toyota thing. Anyway, yeah. So there's the field that we're going to be planting down into. We've already started planting actually. We've done about getting towards 600 now. Into that field, down into the valley, and onto the other field, onto that, you know, on the other side of the house and what have you. So you see, there's not this tree line, the tree line beyond it. So we've got quite a bit of room. Quite a bit of room. to plant lots and lots of trees. And it should be around 1,000 to 1,500 trees that we're planting. And it is a rewarding, but we are going to manage it, especially early on, because we want to make sure there's no disease and stuff like that, you know. And also, what somewhere to put all my bird boxes and all my bat roosts and stuff, and owl roosts, you know. Anyway, it's time for me to go and say toodaloo, you know, so toodaloo.